Right, second expansion of Heroes of Might and Magic 5, Tribes of the East. This should also wrap up the story, hopefully. First expansion was sort of a middle of the story type of thing, so nothing got resolved. Four campaigns. Rage of the Tribes, The Will of Asha, The Honor of Fathers, Flying to the Rescue. Three guys I don't really recognize, and Zahir. Zahir was the Academy faction leader. Hopefully we don't have to play with us at the Academy in the end. I hate it. It's the suckiest faction so far, because of the alchemy system. Still, Rage of the Tribes. No indication of how many missions we had to play through, so something's changed. We'll play as Prologue, a murder of crows.
Nights grow dark as the starry lights of our brothers and sisters fade. They are taken as slaves by the steelmen of the Griffin Empire, who follow the Lords of the Raven. Tribes' tears tell us to act. Warriors' hearts tell us to fight. But Shaman says, listen to your ancestors.
Ooh. Looks different, doesn't fill the full screen. Spoken dialogue.
Kunyak and Batu, our great ancestors who broke the wizard's chains and freed us, spoke to me. Here is my vision. Batu threw her oracle bones. 3 symbols rose from the dust. The first was a demon. Batu said, they fight life itself, our Mother Earth. They are the true enemy. We protect life. It is our purpose.
What great shaman speaks?
Next symbol was a dragon king, a young man standing before us. He gave a dark dragon skull to Kunyak to guard for the chosen one. Kunyak said, the successor will be like orc, half demon, half man. He wields power to change the world or destroy it.
Kunyak! Orcs unrule world!
The last symbol was a spider, dead, but not dead. She cut the web of demon lies spinning over our world. Batu said, orcs will meet a spider wearing the face of a man. This spinner will help us save Mother Earth, as orcs have done before. This message is hope. Our ancestors say wait for the spider omen. Then the orcs will have more than freedom. Orcs will be freedom's champions.
Tribe, you hear Shaman's counsel? Shaman says, wait for sign. Only sign I see is butcher's knife. Orcs in chains. You think when orcs were slaves, Kunyak sat on ground waiting for signs? Like Kunyak, I pay my freedom now with my axe!
Ah, Kurak is right. Look, see your spider omen here under my foot.
Kurak, leave at dawn to free brothers and sisters. You want more signs? You stay and wait.
We must stop this. Kurak speaks like the Empire's swords are rusty. Like one noisy orc can break hundreds of chains. Like our ancestors' voices are worth nothing.
No, Krujin. Kurak speaks from the heart. Tribe's heart beats with his. He says tomorrow we go to hell. Tribe follows.
Prepare for battle! This day, Kurak lead Orcs to power. Orcs will rule world!
Reinforcements to the left flank. Send my personal guard. Glory to the Queen!
High Priest Alaric, a Griffin scout arrives.
I must see the Queen. As she predicted, the Orcs are on the move.
But sire, we are in the middle of battle.
These are her orders, and she is the Queen. Do not let me hear you questioning them again. Servitude to Her Majesty is your only duty.
Father Sky has chosen me. I make Raven Duchy bow to Orcs. I make them eat crow!
Things are a little bit different in this. The user interface is a bit different. It doesn't fundamentally look different, but it is different. I think it's because it's I'm actually sure what it is. It uses the aspect ratios a little bit differently. It feels like it's sort of squished to me. That could be just the difference between the first expansion and the second one. So it's something you'll get used to. Doesn't look all that different here, but there's still a little bit of a feel that it's different. Blood Drinker. Each killed enemy troop, summoned troops considered 2, increase the attack of all the creatures in his army by 1 for each 6 levels of the hero. That's sort of weak. Logistics, attack, leadership, Blood Rage. Unique Barbarian skill allows stronghold creatures in hero's army to achieve a first level of rage while fighting. The resulting Blood Rage grants them appropriate combat bonuses. Well, thanks game, that tells me a lot. You will get bonuses when you fight. That kind of deep inside is hard to reach usually. Basic combat unit, slow as hell, good initiative. Decent damage, decent hit points, good attack, horrible defense. This creature's attacks increases during combat when any stack of friendly unit dies. This creature has demon blood, which makes it subject to the blood rage effect. This effect temporarily improves its battle statistics, making it more aggressive and helping it absorb damage. Okay. Not sure what that means. We are piss poor and have no resources. Threat level moderate. Okay, threat levels are back. Hey, mana levels are also back. Right, that's nice. So this is more of a return to the first game user interface or usability from the dropping quality of the first expansion. Okay, when fighting, the orcs' blood boils with anger. This phenomena elevates their spirit and increases their strength. When stronghold creatures rush to the attack and give and receive blows, their rage increases and they gain rage points. Skilled and experienced leaders know how to channel the rage of their warriors to make them even deadlier in combat. They have learned this key rule. In order to win, orcs must not wait and defend, they must run in and fight. So I'm guessing it's sort of an additional combat system like the runes.
Blood rage. All the sky makes blood boil.
Yeah,
Makes us stronger, faster. When orcs strike, when orcs fight, blood brings us victory.
Right, it's an
Orcs
alternative.
are not good at waiting, standing still. Move, attack.
An alternative combat casting system. Rallying Cry increases morale of all creatures in army for 2 turns depending on the hero's level and gives additional rage points to the stronghold creatures. Morale bonus does not work on undead, elemental, and mechanical units. Increases morale by 1, rises hero's army rage by 20 points. These are not rage points, it's just spell casting. Selected friendly stronghold creature gets additional number of rage points depending on the hero level. Okay, let's try that first. What does this actually do? We should have split the army into 2 parts. Yeah, rage 35 out of 200. I guess we'll lose rage when we get hit, gain when we do damage. We're gonna take a lot of casualties. Basically because I didn't... There's way too many troops for this few amount of peasants.
Get back to work. Dying isn't an excuse. These cards aren't going to pull themselves. What are you looking at? Huh?
Orcs! Run! Run!
Father Sky! Death to my enemies!
Help! Help! Ah!
Free brother centaurs! I, Kurok, great orc conqueror, chosen of Konyak, liberate you. You are free. Kurok frees all orc slaves. All.
Happy to fight under your army and train under your protection, the Centaurs have built a base near outpost. You will be able to pick up Centaur recruits. Stay here. You have won your first fight. Congratulations! Remember that the rage is only active during combat and goes away as soon as it is over. Heroes can also boost rage of their warriors before the actual fight starts. In addition, the reactions of heroes can increase the rage of their warriors in the course of battle. Any attack they perform, any war cry they make, all of this will inspire the troops and increase their rage. Survive, free orc slaves, capture Boron Peak. Yeah, I don't get the system at all. I noticed it. I suppose I should have paid more attention to the stats themselves. Shatter Destruction. All the destruction magic spells of 1st to 3rd circles cast by the enemy are decreased by 1 mastery levels. Expert, Advanced, etc. The spell power of spells cast initially without regards of mastery level of magic is decreased by 25%. So we have ability not to cast magic, but to weaken enemy magic. Links a hero with a selected creature in his army. Every time this creature performs an attack, the hero will assault the same target. The hero's attack is by 3 hero levels more powerful than usual and has an additional chance to inflict critical hits. Okay, that's another good one. Unique Barbarian skill allows stronghold. Yeah. We'll get more Blood Rage. Decreases enemy spell power in combat in proportion with the barbarian spell power. Right, so we have an anti-magic warrior. That's an interesting approach. We certainly want that basic ability, so I'll take it. That's a troublesome opponent right there. It doesn't matter which path we take, there's a troublesome opponent we'll have to take down. I'm leaning toward following the road. Engaging in ranged combat gains fewer rage points than melee. The orc like their wars are close and personal. So waiting causes us negative rage. That's a new idea. Defensive tactics are catastrophic. Okay, he got rage above the limit. What's the difference? Attack increased by 6. Defense is the same. That's about it. So you do more damage. Okay, I'll grant them. This is an interesting system, totally different from anything I've seen before. Corrupt Destruction. All destruction magic spells cast by the enemy cost 50% more. If an enemy casts any destruction magic spell, his spell power is considered to be 25% lower than normal. Basic defense, please. If we're going to have to go close and personal, we want the damage percentage reduction. Yeah, we'll get at least 30% reduction in damage. All base skills done? Right. It's an okay selection. 3 for actual combat, one for reducing spell damage, one that I don't really get, and logistics. At least there's potential there. More slaves. Goblins not meant to break Mother Earth. Goblins born free, cried the goblins. We die if no one saves us. Challenging. Challenging indeed. Not sure I want to fight them. Is it though? We don't take a negative to our blood loss if we move at least. Whatever we do, we have to do something. Cannot wait, cannot defend. A lot of casualties. Right, it doesn't really care what you do with your ability as long as you just do it. Attack or move? I don't see any reason why we should rush in there. Just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, we will get a little bit of extra blood loss, but we'll just lose troops, so it's stupid. We don't have the luxury anymore, we have to attack. Actually, we don't at all. I feel like this is a faction where that combat momentum means a lot. If you start to take damage and are put on the defensive, you're going to suffer. But if you can push on the enemy, start causing casualties on their unit stacks, it'll just snowball into a further and further advantage quickly. We want diplomacy. Extra magic damage reduction. I'll take advanced defense simply because that's something we do constantly. Give me a... I suppose I should take money. But low levels... Ooh, I'm not all at low level. The experience means a lot more. Not sure if I can take on battle griffins. See if we can get extra troops first. We need to capture a city and free all orc slaves. Simple enough. But since we can mass the troops on this guy, there's no way to really lose. Swarm of peasants. I think we'll try to get the group here and the other group that there's a mage tower. They probably point to a further slave group we can free. Once we have those and probably gather up extra troops from there, then we're in a much more better position to take on the large enemy groups. Not sure how challenging this again really is. A lot of casualties this time. Probably block them a little bit. I think it's too late. Yeah, I fucked this up badly. Badly, badly, badly. The only point to having those goddamn melee guys is to protect the range attackers, and I just gave up a free spot to attack the range attackers. Actually, when we just combine these here, I feel like that's the better solution. Shooting at the conscripts equivalent before them, the Vindicators, even though the Vindicators are worse. Because they don't have any protection against range attacks. This is excellent for us. I don't really get what he's thinking with his troop movements. Another stack of units. defense.
Thank you, Great Khan. King is me. Ready to fight. Goblins join you to free all orcs.
I'll maybe logistics, although I want to prioritize combat capabilities. Goblins are clearly the weakest troop. Living creature, raging blood, cowardice, treachery. Okay, that sounds interesting. Not nice. Could be useful though. Suffering damage from a melee attack, this creature tries to run off to the nearest unoccupied location within its movement range. Yeah. That's not necessarily a bad thing in some situations, because in some situations holding your ground just means more units can pile up on top of you to do attacks. But you push back a little bit, the enemy unit that came to attack you can act as a block to further enemy units. Still, it's not exactly a great thing in some situations. When the number of these creatures falls below 30% of their original members, they change sides. So again, there's the snowballing mechanic. Everything will work fine as long as you're the one in charge and doing the kills. But if things start to go badly for you, you'll start to lose your blood. Lust will go into the negatives. People start changing sides and so on. So you have to be very careful with this, how you play it. Not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing in the end. I'm heading down. There's gonna be at least one extra slave group there, and if we go there, we can go and buy additional troops. Right. Yeah, here. I'm doing it this way also because I'm looking at the progress bar of the red, and he's not doing shit. So he's just sitting there and waiting for things to happen. We have the luxury of going there and do whatever. I'd like to maybe get the reinforcements now. Whatever. The goblins increase reduce the difficulty of enemies we have to face. However, the problem is they don't actually necessarily contribute to the fight that much. I mean, our range capabilities have not changed at all just because we have 400 goblins now. We'll weaken them a little bit before we charge them. Great initiative for low-level troops, or low-quality troops too. Range combat damage increased by 20%. Oh, okay, now I get the Blood Rage. Each basic, advanced and expert means the Blood Rage can go further up. So basic is the attack bonus. Don't know what the advanced bonus is, don't know what the expert bonus is. So again, the snowballing. I don't think it really matters in a low level of fighting like this when there aren't that many enemies around. In larger fights it might actually make a big difference. I rely on the archery so much currently that I'll take that. Prison. Release us, War Chief. The Slayers yell. Set us free and we will pledge our hearts to your cause. A free level up to be had here. We probably should take it. $2,000 gold, I'll take it. Flaming Arrows. Ballista under hero's command decreases enemy defense by half and deals additional elemental fire damage. Destroyed ballista will be restored in the hero's army after combat. It's an interesting thing. We don't have war machines though, so this is sort of a waste. Lots of manticores. Right, we probably should just go along the road. But that's a long trip. We're better off going and buying extra troops right now. That way we can sort of do things on the way there. We will wait until the end of the week. Get some extra troops. Want the necklace of bloody claw. We have a. I'm looking at the army and there's a lot of numbers. There are no high quality troops. There's just a ton of troops. So the +2 to our damage is gonna be a massive bonus with this type of an army. Three to 5, 2 to 2, 3 to 6. Yeah, it's a gigantic damage boost. I didn't actually look what the opponent here is though. Shouldn't be too big of a problem. Right, we've got to attack with everything we got at this point. Memory of our blood. All stronghold creatures in the barbarian army get from 50 to 100 rage points at the beginning of combat. We have just obtained the Memory of our Blood perk. While a skilled hero can boost the rage of his warriors before the battle, with this perk a hero can call to the orcish blood and make their army's rage increase from the very beginning of combat. +1 damage to all creatures in hero army. I'll favor money for now. I don't have any income after all. Swarm of skeletons. And there seems to be a massive amount. Ooh, 475 skeletons want to join. Sure, why not? What place do these rotting bones have in an army of mighty orc warriors? None. The best thing to do is to sacrifice them to Mother Earth right away. Okay, seems reasonable enough. I was sort of thinking the same thing. They're just gonna screw up my morale. Actually, we can throw them at the enemy here, so... it's a waste. Should any unwanted creatures join your army, you can always sacrifice them in a sacrificial pit to gain some experience. Feel free to use these structures to take useless troops off your hand. +2 hit points per unit. That's actually very good for our army again. Defend us all. Increase the hero's defense by 2, grant him a one-time reinforcement of goblins. The number of goblins depends on the current week's number. That's a load of horseshit. Estates would be gold income. Advanced shatter destruction maybe. More and more negatives to spell casting. Quality just keeps dropping. Now it drops 2 levels. Just goddamn take something. Doesn't matter what we take. Right, goblins should benefit greatly from this. Even centaurs. Goblins especially. Might as well clear this corner of the place right now. We have the troops, we have the quality of troops, so... What the hell is that? Ooh, right. What is that? Rush dive. So all units have gotten buffs too. Once per combat, this creature can perform an air attack against all the enemies in a line in the selected direction. Okay. Again, something new. Right, and spell power can be used to lower enemy spell power instead of improving your own spells. I suppose both, really, but... Wander and burn it to the, down to ashes, sure. Experience. We'll dive bomb, right. I'll take a look. No. The logistics is not important right now. Enemy's just waiting. Fourth and fifth circle spells cast by enemy are decreased by 1 mastery level. First and third circles cast by the enemy are decreased by 2 mastery levels. Advanced to none. Basic becomes none and gets minus 25% penalty to spell power. Spell power spells cast initially without regard to mastery level of magic is decreased by 50%. I'll take protection. Magic attack damage is reduced by 15%. Although this is by far the better one. Remove the threat of enemy mages. Damage spells mainly though. Not sure how it will affect something like slow. Only thing we gain by going closer is allow them to do more damage to us. +4 to attack. Not sure why where we could ever use this amount of gold. Why? I'm already at level 16. The first mission. That seems a bit too high. I suppose this campaign isn't going to work quite like in the previous ones. And I sort of appreciate it. I feel like a lot of the important leveling should be get out of the way as early as possible. But we'll go for the extra troops we already know that are there before doing any additional exploration. Oh, is that a portal? One-way entrance. Might as well take a look. Well, thanks. I'll still take gold for now. I just don't really see what exactly are we getting for the gold, even potentially. We'll have to go. Have to go closer. Right, massive amount of bloodlust bonuses. If we had more bloodlust base skill, we probably would have gotten additional bonuses for the goblins at least. Decrease damage dealt to your creatures by ranged attacks, but I'll take the advanced blood rate. I want to see what the additional blood rate bonuses are. They seem to be very, very useful. Ring of Speed, increase initiative of all your creatures by 20%. That's a lot. That's a lot of enemies too. Yeah, we're sort of in a bad situation here because we can't go closer without them just charging at us and killing us. At the same time, they're gonna do that anyway. So, yeah. Yeah, Bloodlust is incredibly powerful. Your turn just keeps coming up and up and up, and you do a massive amount of damage. So I think the comparison to snowballing is a very, very good one. You can't worry about getting some handful of casualties because it's irrelevant in comparison to the massive amount of bonuses you can start to pick up. Corrupt destruction. Don't mind that. All destruction magic spells cast by enemy cost 50% more mana than usual. That's usually not a big deal, but in certain fights it can probably make a difference. Especially when his spells are much less effective. Now you'll only get to cast half as much. The problem is it's destruction, and only destruction. Moderate, it's not particularly dangerous though. It is not a moderate opponent, it is a trivial easy opponent. Expert Blood Rage. Third level Rage while fighting. Resulting Blood Rage grants them appropriate combat bonuses. Yeah, give me appropriate bonuses, whatever they are. Mummies, threat level high. I have my doubts about that. Show me what your high threat level means. I suppose they do have a lot of hit points, so we might not be able to overwhelm. They can resurrect themselves. They can do it twice. Undead caster, hexing attack. That's likely the reason why they're pretty difficult. Give me Blood Rage. Not exactly high threat though. Increases hero spell power, decreases morale. No thanks. Ooh, war machines. Don't see that benefiting us too much. Still, I don't really see a downside either. Cyclops are guardians of the orc peoples. They herd us and make us work, free us, and the mightiest warriors of Father Sky will join you. Aren't they the mightiest though? mean, we only have 3, 4, 5, 6. You're still missing quite a few. Behemoths used to be the mightiest. Like, by far the most superior. I think they had some sort of ability that just outright ignored enemy armor to a certain extent. Shit. By changing the position of the troops, I just made them vulnerable to enemy. I suppose I should pay attention to how the units are placed here, because it's an indication of top-down placement. So the 4 bottom locations in the battlefield are empty. Meaning, as long as we don't go anywhere near there, they should not be able to reach us. Right. Holy shit, what the hell is that ability? Maneuver. That's not a good thing. He just made himself more vulnerable to attacks. Live and learn, though. We're not gonna stand our ground. Reduce penalty from moving through tough terrain by 50%. Red is doing something now. Not sure what it is.
Korak Khan, warriors are now free. We will avenge brothers and sisters. Follow you to end of Mother Earth.
Slayers. Decent amount of hit points, decent amount of damage, good stats, high initiative, a little bit better speed. They have a cleave ability. If this creature's attack kills at least one creature in the target stack, it performs an additional strike. Well, that's horseshit, but positive horseshit in my opinion, from my perspective rather. It is more or less double attack, with a slight possibility of things not going perfectly for you, but that's very, very minor probability. I'm not taking any more gold. I don't see a single use for it. probably get the griffins before they do too much damage. Holy shit. Wondering when that's going to happen. Threat level low. I'm sort of thinking of just ignoring the guy. My mission is not to kill his hero, so why would I care what the hell he does? Dangerous enemy group. Sure what the best way to tackle them is. I'm focusing on the angel mainly because it can fly. It's very hard to control it. Right, the more I see of the Blood Fury, the more I see how it's powerful. Mainly because you can attack something, wipe it out, and you'll get a new turn very quickly. So previously we had no chance of taking out the Cavaliers without them having a chance to attack us. But by taking out an enemy stack, we immediately that became a possibility.
Soul pure, Cyclops, or Guardians, free now to serve Mother Earth's children.
Free all orc slaves.
Prologue, greatest liberator since Cognac, have freed all orcs from weak crows. I am Cognac's heir.
Massive stats. It's on the slow side. The Swallow Goblin ability. This creature can restore its health by eating a goblin from a stack in its neighborhood. Activate ability. Fair enough. The enemy city we need to take out is probably here, but There are probably still a couple of places we might get extra attributes from, so we'll go and take them. Experience itself is also useful. If I can get, I'm already above level 20, so that's town portal territory. Probably ram here be the most efficient thing to do. Most damaging thing to do. The hero gets additional movement points for every victory on the map. That's interesting. Decreases enemy spell power in combat in proportion with the barbarian spell power. Yeah, I think that's a good one. Warpath seems interesting too, though. I mean, that can increase your mobility massively. However, I'm having trouble thinking about situations where that sort of mobility would have been in any way all that interesting or useful in a mission. Possibly, certainly, but also just as we might as well not have it. It would not have made that much of a difference. You have to have a mission specifically with a strict timetable. I can think of maybe like one in all the campaigns so far. Attack or defense +1. I'm not sure how we should split this. Attack is very important, no doubt. But you can't always just attack. Sometimes you're forced into a situation where you have to sit there and take hits. Still, there's no denying that we benefit more from attacking. Spell power has a use now too. Let's go and defend the city. Yeah, there's no real fight left anymore. Which is just fine as far as I'm concerned. There's a couple of extra points of attack or defense we can muster, that's about it. The enemy isn't doing anything at this point. There's something here. I'm somewhat interested in going to these places too, even though there's no attributing thing there, because we still get experience and we still get useful abilities every level up. So this is about as easy of a situation to gain such things as you could possibly imagine. So I have to also imagine that there's a reason the game allows us to get away with this. Ooh, another hero. Well, it's not gonna matter. I don't particularly care about it. Even fighting wise, it's not that big of a deal. There's not much to these fights against us. Even if they can cause us a casualty here and there, it's too little at this point. They have nothing to throw against us that could sort of hinder our snowball bowling army. Death March. All heroes' troops gain +4 speed during the siege of an enemy castle. I don't want to take it because the other pathfinding ability was more interesting. I'll take evasion. Yeah, we could have had room for 2, so it doesn't matter. I don't understand how it would be useful though. Usually when we attack enemy strongholds, most of our armies just have to sit there and do nothing. Trying to rush into the moats just makes no sense. And without war machines we couldn't do it anyway, so it's a bad combination with the skills we have. They're all range units. I'm leaning toward attack, although I normally probably would go for balanced attacks or attributes, because I'm sort of betting heavily on the snowballing effect on this particular hero. Either we overwhelmingly crush all opposition, or we just don't have what it takes to defeat the enemy. My biggest worry is some sort of a defensive castle fight with the enemy. There's no way with the current units that I could rush them. It's just not happening. Maybe the Cyclops had the ability to damage walls, something along those lines would help. There are a couple of fights still left, and we have to go to the city and end things. We don't need extra troops. I don't recall what type of units these were. Rather, how much they move, I don't recall that. Not enough. Not much we can do until all of them have moved at least a little bit. Right. We'll get at least one extra level up from this still. Trivial fight, but we need the experience points. So close. Well, there's at least one fight left in the wilderness, then the hero, then the town. I'm not hunting the hero though, so I would prefer to get there it is. The hero calls upon the forces of fire to affect enemy casters. Anytime an enemy creature casts a spell, it will receive damage 10 times the hero's level. So it'll be a couple of 100 points at this point. There's no telling if this is an activated ability or not, though. Well, one way to find out. Probably an activated ability. Also, unlikely to have any effect on enemy heroes. I don't see how that would work out. Seems to be a passive ability. Possibly. Maybe. Right. I wouldn't say an interesting mission, but depending on what's happening next in the campaign, it might be. It's way too easy, trivial to be of much interest. So I'm wondering what purpose does it really serve? Is it a tutorial for new players? Or is it a way to get the characters to some ridiculous level? So they can go to serious shit in the follow-up missions. Way to build your character up the way you prefer. Right. Either way, there's really nothing for us to do here anymore, so I'll collect a few treasure items here and go burn his city down. We could go gather new troops, but I don't see what the hell would be the point. Suppose it is a city fight and we don't particularly have an army suitable for handling those. Could be a valuable experience even if we end up losing it. No city. This is a warm-up. Moderate. They have to have a decent hero. Fortifications are weak, army is weak. I don't see where the moderate difficulty comes from. Klaus, level 12 heroes. Not a good one. Again, I don't see where the difficulty comes from. I don't really understand why he bothered to rush out. His only minor advantage was the walls, and the ranged attackers just gave them up. To be fair to him, the walls weren't gonna stop shit, so in that sense it doesn't matter. Right, very tutorial level difficulty of a mission. No challenges.
The sky gave us victory! Orcs! Kurok! The shaman's dream spoke true! I, Kurok, will claim Skull of Dragon King!
I see. So now he interprets oracle bones.
Kujan, pride blinds you. This is Kurok's day. We have victory!
Orcs, run no more! Orcs will rule! Men, elves, dwarves, and even demons will kneel to orcs! Orcs rule the world! Kurok!
Kurok is conqueror. He thinks to wield axe and bones in the same hand. Go, Tai. This is not our way.
No, shaman. This is our future. Kurok. Kurok. Kurok!
Barbarians! Like delirious wolves, let them gorge their bellies and take their naps. When they scatter, we'll hunt them down, one by by one.
How the hell does this work? That was the entirety of that campaign. Okay, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, now it makes sense. So these are probably, well, normal campaigns. This was just of a introduction to the barbarian faction, and that's it. That explains why the mission was such a piece of crap, really, difficulty-wise. At least I understand how they work.